what is the identifier. These things still now we have discussed. So some more things we need to discuss. Once it is done, so we'll move to the practical level. So at that time, I will show you mostly. I will try to uh, 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 take you to the practical level at least 2 3 classes after this, because some of the students are asking for how to install the application. So how to do it on the computer, that particular program. So that I will explain, but we need to wait some more time. We need to wait some more time, because some more topics we need to cover before that. So once it is required, definitely we will move to the system or laptop. There I will show you how to write the program, how to install it. Those things I will discuss with you. I will show it to you also. So how to do that, everything. Okay. Come back to the class, today's class. Keywords. Now the next topic is C keywords. So C keywords are the words that convey a special meaning to the C compiler. So the keywords cannot be used as a variable names. So what are the variables in general? A, B, C, like that. We'll use the variables, right? Variable means it is not a constant. For example, what is constant? 5 digit, 5, 10. So all the values, numbers, all the numbers are constant values. Those won't change, right? Those are constant, 1, 2, 3, up to infinite. Those are constant. When it comes to the variable, A, B, C, E, D, like that up to Z, these all comes under variables. So the A value is not fixed for 1 or 2 or 3 up to infinite. So I can change many times. I can give randomly number of A values. So that's why A, B, C, these things are up to Z or variables. So the value will varies. So the digit is not fixed. When it comes to the constants, constants means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So once I given as a 5, so it will be fixed. So variables are different or different. Variables means varies. The value will varies. So for if I declare value as 5, so in the next time when I ask the faculty to take the value as 10, you have to change, because that is not fixed. That is not constant, right? So you have to change, because I asked you to take the value as 10. So obviously you will change. So that's why it will varies. The value will change. So the keywords cannot be used as variable names. So the list of C keywords is given below. So he has given what are the keywords. So these whatever appearing on the screen, these are the keywords for the C. So auto, break, case, char, constant, 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 continue, default, do, double, else, enumber, extern, float, for, go to. So I don't want to complete this reading all these things. Just I will share this with you, not a problem. So these are the keywords. So when you want to see, it will not a variable. These are not variables, right? Am I right? These values, these we identify as a keywords. Okay. So these are the keywords we call it as which are not variable names. So these are not variable names. So where we use these things, we will discuss later. But just to keep it on your mind, what are the keywords? So there is a particular individual, uh, particular uh, individuality is there for each and everyone, like for every keyword. So what is a break? What is a char? What is a case? What is a while? So what is union? what is void, what is switch case, so what is if case. So these things, what is else case, and what is go to. So every individual keyword having their individuality. Some work is there behind that one. So in the next coming classes, we'll see those things. But just to keep it in mind, what are the keywords? So that's why once you have completed these things, when you start the programming, so you will know that, okay, if I use some if case or while case, oh, while is a keyword. So then you are able to identify those things. That's why. So that's why you need to complete the task first. After that, you can go to the practical session once theory is done. Okay. The next one is C identifiers. The identifiers are used as the general terminology for the names of variables, functions, and arrays. So, what is the function? What is an array? Those things also we will discuss. Don't worry. What is the function? What is an array? What is a pointer? So, those things we will discuss in detail. Not a problem. First, these are the terms we are going to use in the C language mostly. So that's why when you start writing the program, when you start writing the coding, so the function these things are repeatedly comes. So there we will discuss before starting to the functions, before starting to the arrays. I will tell you what is array, what is a function. Don't worry. So arrays, these are user-defined names consisting of arbitrary long sequence of letters and digits with either a letter or a underscore as a first character. So in the first character, when you write how to identify, and we are discussing about the how to identify an identifier. How to know that it is a identifier. So how to know it? So there will be a letter or underscore as a first character. So initially, whatever you write, so in the initial stage, that may be underscore letter as an identifier. So don't worry, we have the examples. I will show you how to identify that. Some examples also. Hmm? There are certain rules. There are rules that followed by naming C identifiers. So what are those things for? They must begin with a letter or underscore. That's what I said, right? So that may be a letter. Letter means what? A, B, C, D. These all letters only, right? Individual letters. These are. Or a underscore. Underscore is the bracket. It is in the downside. It is there, right? Underscore means a line. So it should start with underscore means line. Okay. So they must begin with a letter or a underscore. They must consist of only letters, digits, or underscore. No other special character is allowed. It should not be a keyword. So we have seen what are the keywords in the above, right? So those if or else or while or case or character, these are not comes under identifiers, right? So that's why no other special character is allowed. It should not be a keyword also. It should not be a keyword. See, for example, if you take char, char, char is also a keyword, right? Char. In the first row, fourth column, char. So it started with a letter C. So you should not call this as an identifier. That's what I want to tell you. So char, it is started with the character char. Char means character only, but the first C is also a letter. So, but we should not call this as an identifier. Why? Those are belongs to the keywords. Keywords should not be called as an identifier. So that's why we should know which is a keyword. So by seeing this char or break or whatever the appearing on the screen, when you see this, you can say it as a keyword, not an identifier. You already know the keywords, so you will be confident that this is not an identifier, but it is started with a letter, but this is a keyword. You should not call it as an identifier. That's what. So it should not be a keyword. It must not contain white space. So there should be no gap. There should be no gap. It should must not contain white space. So white space means space. There should be no gap. So it should be up to 31 characters. Up to. I repeat, it should be. Should be means not more than 31 characters. Not more than 31 characters. The identifier should be equals to the 31 characters or less than that only. Not more than that. It should be up to 31 characters along as only first 31 characters are significant. So if you give more than one, it will take only 31 only. So that's why it is only up to 31, not more than that. When there is a should means that is must. You should not beyond that. Should, when you use the should, that's why there is a major difference for would and should. Will and shall. Shall means that is mandatory. Will means maybe. Like that. So like that it will come. So when you mention shall or should, so that is that's it fixed. That is fixed. So there is no change. So it should be 31 characters. So it is not beyond that. It is a strict rule. So some examples of C identifiers. So underscore capital A 9. So what is the remark? Yes, it is an identifier because the starting should be a letter or a underscore. That is the condition, right? No other special character also. As this is an as identifier value. Next, coming one, temp dot var means variable. Var. So is it valid or invalid? It is invalid. Why? So we have used the dot. The first letter is T. T is a letter, so that will. But in the middle there is a dot. In the middle there is a dot. So what is the condition? There should be no special character. No other special here. No other special character is allowed. So dot, commas. So these are the things which should not comes in between them. Are you following? So temp dot. So there is a dot which is a special character. So it is invalid. I can't call it as an identifier. So invalid as it contains special character other than the underscore. So underscore is valid, but dot, these things are not valid. Next, void. Void. Why void is invalid? Void is a keyword. Void is a keyword. So what we said, a keyword should not be an identifier. So void is a keyword. Void started with the letter. Of course, void started with the letter. So generally, we can consider that is as an identifier, but it is exempted from keywords. That is the condition, right? Keywords are exempted. We should not call the keywords. So void is a keyword. So that's why we should not consider void as an identifier. It should start with the letter or underscore, but it should not be a keyword. So according to the condition of elimination of keyword, that is, which is a keyword that should not be an identifier. So void is invalid. So we should not call it as an identifier. So what is the remark here? Invalid as it is a keyword. That's it. Okay. So I think you understood. So 3 examples we have taken. One is special character, one is keyword, one is valid one. So those three things only we have discussed in the above lines, right? So any letter starts with any letter or any underscore, we should treat it as an identifier. But the exemptional cases are there should be no special characters in between them, or no special character with starting. Of course, it starts with a letter, but it should not be a keyword. The void is started with a letter, but we should not consider that as an identifier. Why? Because it is a keyword. That's what, right? So identifiers is done. Next, come to the constant. So what are the constants we will consider under C? So a C constant. C means computer. Okay, right? A C constant. C programming, right? So a C constant refers to the data items that do not change their value during the program execution. So that's what I said, right? So during the program execution, it won't change because it is not a variable. If it is a variable, I can change it. I repeat once again, a C constant refers to the data items that do not change their value during the program execution. So when you want to execute it, whatever you have declared, that's it. If it is I declared as a 5 or 10 or 4, whatever, that is fixed. If I declare as a variable A, B, or C like that, then yes, as a user, you can give while execution, you can give number of times. A value sometimes, one time I executed, so at that time I have given the A value as 5. Again, second time I have executed the program. This time I have given A value as 10. Yes, valid, because A is a variable. But if you declare directly as a constant means fixed 4 or 5, something like that number, so that won't change when the time of execution. So okay, uh, you see, once you start doing the program, you will understand these all the things, whatever so far discussed things. Once you started programs, you will understood better. So don't get confused, ma. This is not end of semester. This is starting of the semester. So don't try to confuse yourself. So what is a keyword? What is a identifier? Once you start doing it, you will learn this everything one by one. So don't try to learn all the things at a time. So these are the step by steps things you need to learn. So no, nobody is that much of having caliber. Learn at a time, doing all the things at a time. So if you do like that, there is no scope for the semester wise. So we will go with step by step. So that's why don't try to do all the things at a time. So step by step we will come. Okay. So when the time of practical sessions, you will learn these things. When you start doing the programs, you will utilize this. What is a constant? What is a variable? What is a keyword? These things you will be understand very soon. Once you start doing the programs. Okay, right. So the types of the constants that are allowed in C. What are those things? Integer constants. Integer constants. What are the integer constants for? Integer constants are whole numbers. Whole numbers means it starts with 0 to infinity. Whole numbers, all numbers. So integer constants are whole numbers without any fractional part. I will tell you what is fractional part because in the next we'll get it. Okay. So without any fractional part, it must have at least one digit. One digit means, so if I put 1 or 0, so if I put only 0, that is also I can call it as an integer constant. That is a constant, but which is integer. Forget about that fractional one. In the next coming lines, I will tell you that fractional thing. So it must have at least one digit and may contain either plus or negative sign. So obviously, when you write one is having which sign? If I not mentioned any sign, obviously it will be positive sign. I repeat. So if I write one, which is a positive sign, if I not mentioned that I will be treated as the compiler will treat it as positive sign. If I mention as -1, so it is having the negative sign. So for positive sign, we should not consider that there should be must positive sign in front of the constant. There is no condition like that. So if there is no positive sign in front of the digit, so defaultly it is positive sign only. But when it comes to the negative sign, you have to mention there. So that's why if I write 1, it is +1. It will be treated as +1. If I write -1, negative sign I have applied. So then that is negative sign. So at least one digit and may contain either plus sign or negative sign. So plus sign means if I write 1, so it will be treated as plus sign. Next, a number with no sign. A number with no sign. Okay, he already given that. Okay, a number with no sign is assumed to be positive. That's what. A number with no sign is assumed to be positive. That's what, right? So if I write 1 or 2 or 3, whatever the number I wrote, so if I not mentioned any sign, that will be treated as positive sign only. So that's what. A number with no sign is assumed to be positive. So there are three types of integer constants. Oh, see, there are three types of integer constants. Huh? So in the integer constants, there are three types. First one is decimal integer constants. What is decimal, ma? We discussed about general thing, binary decimal conversion. I said, right? We have not done that one still now. While doing it, I will tell you binary decimal conversion. I will tell you, ma. Okay. So binary means zeros and ones. Decimal means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These whole numbers comes as an decimals. So the integer constant. So now we need to know what is decimal integer constants. So what is the decimal integer constants? Integer constants consisting of a set of digits. Set of valid decimal. So these are the valid decimal integer constants. See, he mentioned as 341. So 341 means what should be the sign in front of that? There is no specifically mentioned, right? So defaultly we should consider as positive sign. So first one is 341 having the positive sign. In the second one, minus 341. Minus 341 means is specifically mentioned as negative sign. Okay, now it is negative. That is minus sign is there in front of that decimal integer constant. Next, 0. 0 means it is not mentioned any sign. So then also will be treated as positive. Next one is 8972. So whatever the numbers you can take. So those are the decimal integer constants. Decimal means numbers. So all the numbers are only these all integer. That is valid decimal integer constants. Next, after first one is done, the integer constants first one is that three types, right? One type is decimal, second type is octa integer, third type is hexadecimal. So first one is done. Second one is octa, octal. So octal integer constants. So what is octal integer constants? Integer constants consisting of sequence of digits from 0 to set of 0 through 7. See, in the decimal it is 0 through 9, but it here 0 through 7. Starting with 0 is said to be octal integer constant. So starting should be 0. Starting with 0 is said to be octal. So anyhow, we have the example also. See, in all the cases, is it started with 0 or not? Yes. These are all decimals only, but started with 0. So when it started with 0, then we call that as an octal decimal integer. Octal integer constant. Sorry, octal decimal, not decimal. Octal integer constant. Octal integer constant is divided into three. One is decimal integer constant. Second one is octal. Third one is hexadecimal. So in the second one, octal means it should start with all zeros only. So started with 0 and it should be integer. Then it is valid of integer, octal integer constants. See, all started with 0 only. So in the first set, 0 we have taken. In the second also 0 we have taken. So 0 will be considered as decimal integer constant as well as octal integer constant. I repeat, see, the decimal also we have taken the 0. Example is valid for decimal. So I can call this 0 as decimal as well as octal. Both the sides I can take. But when it comes for the octal, it should start with 0. Next, hexadecimal integer constant. Hexadecimal integer constant. So decimal integer constants, we already know it. The whole numbers we can take it as a decimal integer. But hexa means hexadecimal integer constants are integer constants having sequence of digits preceded by OX, 0x, 0x or 0 small x or 0 capital X. So it should start with 0 and small x or capital X. Then we call it as an hexadecimal integer constants. These three categories are integer constants only. But in the integer constants, it is three categories. One is decimal, second one is octal, third one is hexadecimal. Right? So in the decimal, all numbers will come. In the octal, it should start with 0. When it comes to decimal, it should start with 0 capital X, small x. That's it. So the examples of valid hexadecimal integer constants are 0x, small x we have taken here, 0 small x capital D, 0 capital X 8D. So these all the things started with either 0 small x or 0 capital X. So these three we call it as an. So okay, something is written here. Okay, it should be noted that octal and hexadecimal integer constants are rarely used in programming. That is important. So octal and hexadecimal integers mostly we don't use in the program because why should I write starting with 0? Why should I write one? Generally, if you put 0 in front of that value, it is there is no value for that 0, right? If you put that right side of the digit, then it will be treated as a higher value, or that will be treated considered. But if you write left side, there is no use to write. So that's why mostly the octal we should know, mostly rarely used. And hexadecimal. Why should I write the 0 small x or 0 capital X? So this is also not a widely used one. So mostly we'll go with only decimal integer constant. That's what decimal integer constant is nothing but nowadays whatever we are giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all the decimal integer constants only. So these are the numbers we'll give while you execute the program. So the rest of the two are not widely used, rarely used ones. So integer constants over now real constants. So in the initial stage, there is a fraction we studied, right? So those fraction things we will discuss here, not right. So real constants, the numbers having fractional parts, the numbers having fractions. So fractional parts are called real or floating point constants. So that is fractional means there we have used 0 to up to infinite. But when it comes here, we are writing 0 point something something. So that is not decimal things, right? Decimal means only single digit. 1, 2, 3 up to, no, not single digit. What I want to say is there is no floating points. There is no floating value. Okay, there is no floating value. So the numbers having fractional parts. The numbers having fractional parts are called real or floating point constants. These may be represented. These may be represented in one of the two forms. That is called fractional form or exponent form. They may also have either plus sign, negative sign. So both for any integer, we said started with plus sign or negative sign. So same thing is also applicable here. But the thing is, there we have taken only integers, but when it comes to the real constants, we have taken the floating points. So floating points or fractional points are nothing but 0 point something. So here all things are point something. So 0.05 somewhere we have taken negative sign 0.905. The third one is 562.05. So it is also treated as floating point or fractional form. So like that, where there is a floating, that is fractional. So integers float. Integer means there is no points in that one. So there is no scope for 0 point something or in between the numbers there is no point. But float means either we can take integer or float, both. Okay. So next, representing a real constant. How it is represents general format in which a real number in exponential or scientific form is. So directly go to the example of valid real constants in exponent form are like that. So mostly this is also a rarely used one. Don't worry, there is no particular E or small e or capital E in between them. It is also rarely used. Don't worry. So we use integer or floats. That's it. So only two things you need to remember. There is no need to, according to the syllabus, we need to discuss these things more. But when it comes to the reality, so we are not going to use these all the things. There is only two types. One is integer. Second one is float. 1.2, 1.3. So that will be read as float point. Float. And if you take one, so that is integer. That's it. Only two categories. Right? So according to the syllabus, we have discussed. That's it. In reality, we don't use the rest of the things. So that's why they mentioned as rarely used. Rest of the things are rarely used. Next, character constants. Character constants. So when you say which is a character means a variable or a number which is having a single column starting and ending, then we call that one as a character. That is character constant. So character constant contains one single character, only one single character enclosed within single quotes. Single quotes means so open, close, small a, capital Z, any number also that if they mention in single quotes, we have to treat them as a character constant. I repeat, if it is mentioned starting and ending, single quote, a single digit if you take, that is we have to consider as character constant. So every character so should have a single quote. If you write A, so it starts with a single quote, as well as after A, it ends with quote. B, open with a single quote, closes with single quote. B, C, open quote, closed quote. So single character you have to take. Okay, so it should be noted that character constants have numerical values known as ASCII values. ASCII values, for example, the value of capital A is 65, which is its ASCII value. So if I write, we are writing a program in English, normal English, right? So we are taking the variables as small a's, capital A's, these all the things, right? So, but it should be converted into zeros and ones, machine code. So the value of capital A is 65. So if you convert the A value is that 65. So the compiler, these things will be taken care of. These things. So write small a, I think it is 90 change. It is the 91 or something is there for small a. Otherwise, Google it after this class. What is the ASCII value of small a? What is the ASCII value of small b? Just Google it. You'll get the answer as 90, started with 95 or 91, something like that. Wait, I will show it to you now itself. See, for capital A, it is 65, B 66. So whatever the procedure it is there, so same things it will be followed. So capital A is 65, right? So you have to increase one by one, B, C, D, like that. We have letters, right? A, B, C, D up to Z. So 65, 66, 67, it goes up to whatever the Z value is. So same thing. When it comes to the small a, small a ASCII value 97. So from there, the countdown starts. So 97 small a, 98 small b, 99 small c, now 100 small d, 101 a small e. Like that it goes on. Okay. So for capital A it is 65. For small a it is 97. After that incremental. So escape character or escape sequence. So what is escape character? So C allows us to have certain non-graphic characters in character constants. Non-graphic characters are those characters that cannot be typed directly from keyboard. So what are these graphic characters? We can't directly type it on the keyboard because which is not available in the keyboard. For example, tabs, carriage, return. So we can't type it, right? The means these non-graphic characters can be represented by using escape sequence represented by a backslash followed by that is open brace that is followed by one or more characters. Uh, See, we have some examples here. Escape sequence. What is the description of that? What is backspace? So what is escape sequence? So don't worry, ma. Mostly we don't use this much of things. So when it comes to the reality, these all things will be skipped. Next, strings. So this is also oftenly used, widely used in, not often, widely used in your C program. Strings. Strings also a, what is a string? That also we will discuss now. So string constants are, we are discussing about string constants. There is a specific topic for strings. string, array, these things we will discuss one by one later. So, but it is now only string character constants. So string constants are sequence of characters enclosed within double quotes. For example, here. So we can call it as a string constants. Hello, ABC. If you use double quotes, that is string constants. If you use single quote, that is character constants. I repeat, it is a single quote, then it is a character constants. If it is having double quote, then it is a string constants. Right? So hello 911 double quotes. That is also a valid string constant. So every string constant is automatically terminated with a special character as this called the null character, which represents the end of the string. End of the string. So for example, hello started double quoted, ended with double quoted. Will represent like this only in the memory. So you don't think about this open base and closed base. No? Both are closed one only. So that's why when you put double quotes as the ending one, will represent in the memory as it is what you wrote as it. So which represents the end of the string. So double quotes is nothing but closing of the string. So that is it. Thus the size of the string is total number of characters plus one for the null character. So for the null character also we need to consider as a string. For example, hello, HELLO. The size is 5, but open code, closing quotes will be also counted. So size will be 7, 5 plus 2. So like that we need to go. Next, special symbols means these are the special symbols. So open base, closed base, commas, this equals to hash. These all we call it as a special symbols. The following special symbols are usually C having some. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the all the special symbols, man. But don't be panic, man. These all the things we don't use every time. So while doing the practical sessions, in reality, so that will be easy. So don't be panic by seeing all these things. In general, you have to know all these things. That's why I said. So when you go with the reality, that means doing the practicals, that is very easy, not a problem for you. So what are the braces? What are the parentheses? What are the brackets? So these things, these things are we often it is also widely used things. No? So open brace and closed brace for every program is required. For every program, after the main function, it should start with the open brace. Once the main function is completed, we have to close with the closed brace. So it is widely used. Means without braces, there is no program. Like without main function, there is without main, there is no program, right? Like that only. Without braces, there is no program. In C. Brackets, parentheses. So these things also. No? So now variables. So already we discussed so many things, right? Variables. What are the variables? A variable is nothing but a name given to a storage area that our programs can manipulate. Each variable in C has a specific type, which determines the size and layout of the variable's memory. The range of value that can be stored within that memory, and the set of operations that can be applied to the variables. Just go through these things. Type. What are the types? The name of the variable can be composed of letters, digits, and the underscore characters. It must begin with either a letter or a underscore. So just go through it. No? I think I will stop it for today. Continuation will be okay. Definition. These things we will discuss tomorrow. Tomorrow means in the next class. Okay, it is not going to be complete in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. No? So okay, I'll stop it for today. In the next class, we will see this. So I will show you the how to install the C, how to do the program of C. So that I will show you in the upcoming classes. Ma. Don't worry. Okay. So that's all for today, ma. So CR, take the attendance, ma. After that, you, you send it to me, ma. Is it completed, ma?
Took, sir.
Okay. Right. So that's all for today. We'll